What is going on?
It's always smoother in rehearsals.
I know.
Rehearsals.
You know what else is smooth?
Tell me.
Being the legal drinking age in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at episode 21 of the
Oh
Detail
my
Grind
gosh.
podcast. Still got it, baby.
21.
Still got it.
I
Just
wish I had some alcohol here.
it's like a Little Caesars pizza. It's hot and ready.
Oh man. Congratulations, man. We've been doing this for
Man, 21 weeks.
3 weeks straight.
This is like half like when someone's having a child. This is like halfway.
I mean, wow, when you put it like that.
I know.
That's
we're a big old bump.
Look at all these people in the chat. We got Sheep Star up in here. This is great. I get a charity tax break just for hanging out with you guys. Mike G, what's up?
Man, okay. So Sheepstar was hot in the Q&A yesterday for the Riot
He was
Company.
he was going off.
I had to catch up a little bit later. I watched it this morning and there was some great talk. I loved how Gabe called Anthony out midway for being
I didn't
tired.
expect that. I did
No.
not. I was just like, hey, man, like Anthony might. Well, if I can be explicit, I texted Gabe and I said, I'm going to pull it up right now just so that I don't butcher the quote, but I'm pretty
my
sure.
middle name is explicit. No, it's not.
Yeah, I
That's a
said
lie.
I said to Gabriel here that Anthony is going to need Anthony's going to need to butt chug a Red Bull to get that energy up.
Oh my
And
lord.
I hear Gabe start chiming in off camera, and I'm like, no way he's going to say butt chug on camera.
No way. There's no
But he
way.
did not.
No.
But I also didn't expect to. I don't know if it's being thrown under the bus, but I didn't realize that the group chat was going to leak into a live stream. So
yeah,
that was the
leaking.
first.
You left leaking back in 2024.
Dude, I don't leak
we moved
anymore,
on from
man.
that. No,
I don't
we
leak.
moved
My
on from
valves
that.
don't leak anymore. I got the heart fixed. There's no leaking anymore.
How was the fuel release door been on the GTI?
Oh, it's great. It makes a satisfying click now.
Okay,
For those that don't know, my car was in the shop for just a stupid reason. Like the passenger handle was hanging down because I went to a wedding and I think someone just, I was driving people around and I think someone pulled on it. And then my dang fuel door, just the actuator, had been giving me some trouble for a little bit. I noticed a couple months ago when I would lock it, it would make a louder noise than normal. And I was like, oh, that's whatever. I didn't think anything of it. And the dang thing failed, and I had to get it replaced. I went to the gas station a few times and could not open the fuel door, so I had to start carrying a trim tool around so that I could pop it every now and then because it doesn't have a little finger thing.
Well, and it's embarrassing because we all see the folks at the gas station that either A, don't know what side the release is on, like the door is
completely
on.
unprepared.
Yeah, like there is a little arrow on most modern vehicles to indicate where the fuel door is on the outside of your vehicle. If you didn't know, there we are. Now, that being said, I still see people that have probably been driving the vehicle for years on end and still don't know, or drag, like, because I typically fill up at Costco. It's most convenient for me. And the hose pump situation is designed to reach the other side.
Yeah, it's got a little boom on it.
Yeah. Gives me a bit of anxiety when I see that Goodyear rubber hose dragging on the back of a car, especially in the winter. Trucks, it's not so bad. You can kind of go over the bed a little bit.
Yeah, but still,
not horrible. But I mean, just come on, it's getting fuel in your vehicle.
So
it's
that's
not that hard, man.
That's how I felt. I felt like a complete just like imbecile because this was at like rush hour. I'm at the gas station on literally the corner of one of the busiest streets.
Yeah.
And there's a line of cars and I cannot get my fuel door open.
Looks like you're breaking into your own vehicle.
Yeah, I felt really sketch. So I got in and I did the little drive of shame past everybody because I was also pulled in against the grain, right? Because my fuel door is on the other side. So like everyone's coming in one way with their cars. I'm going in the other because I have a Volkswagen. And I haven't gone back to that gas station since. So
So Sheepstar brings up a point. He did message me yesterday. I just used the Simonize rinseless again. So Simonize is a car care brand, but our trusty Canadian Tire up here carries it. You need to give it a shot. I'm blown away on how glossy and slick it is. He said it's a yellow bottle, and I don't know. I can't find it on their website.
Oh,
So
maybe it's like underground only Canadian Tire.
maybe he's lying. No, I don't think he's lying. But underground Canadian Tire, that stuff fits different. Because
Chris,
I
what
know
type
I
of heart valve leak, aortic or mitral? So 2016, I had my mitral valve repaired. I had a leak there, and then I had the beginnings of an aneurysm in my ascending aorta. So I had that replaced in 2023.
Okay. So you had it repaired, not replaced.
The first one was a repair. The second one, they just chopped out mine and put a synthetic, like that big of a piece in.
Yeah. And speaking of piece, this guy's being a piece of work. That richness. My charge port door. Too good for fuel.
That sounds
charge
like
port.
Sounds like a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Pull up to the charge port.
I mean, that's true. I don't like. I know on the Teslas they have a little triangle and you got to like push it with the plug to open it.
Yeah.
I mean, that just gives me anxiety.
Well, I like, so after getting it repaired, I haven't looked at the fuel door to see if they like manhandled the paint as they were working on it or not. So I don't know. I guess ignorance is bliss, right? Like I won't look at it until I need to.
To answer Ryan's question, I would have to say no. Simonize the Canadian equivalent of Armor All. We do have the orange and black up here. I remember, almost.
Speaking of orange and black, shout out to Carlos.
Oh dang! I just did the math. Okay, so he just texted me. So yeah, the link I did have was correct, but I've been driving for almost 20 years now, and I used to use the orange and black at the beginning, and I remember actually like burning my arm with the original protectant on like the door panel, the top of the door panel inside, because you have your window down, you're cruising, like, you're fresh with the license. You're just driving everywhere for no reason.
Oh,
right?
You're taking the scenic route to 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah,
right? Like
it's
you're
nice
just in the car to be there,
and you're just like, oh my god, like this is too freaking hot. But let me share my screen real quick on what Sheep's talking about here. So Canadian Tire, those that don't know, is it's fine. It's a store that kind of sells everything. So this is it here, the Invisible Eco Wash. So this is a 2-liter or 64 ounce. It's
a good looking bottle.
Yeah, this is those really thin bottles.
Oh,
it's kind of
like you get squeezy.
Yeah, it's like a 2-liter pop bottle kind of thing, or soda.
I was gonna say
Southern folks say it's soda pop. Soda pop. But yeah, there we go.
Are you gonna pick some up? Or are you gonna try it? I want to know doers.
I don't know. I have to get on the influencer train to get the free stuff.
Can I get some free stuff?
Yeah. You guys got free stuff? And but no, speaking of free stuff, last week we did have Matt Mormon 3 bloody hours, my friend. 3 hours.
Couldn't believe it.
This one's probably not going to be that, hopefully.
No, but you know what? The better halves in our lives, they're getting a little impatient with the very long marathon podcast. So we do have a heart out today.
Yeah.
So that we
I hope
can.
So. I hope so. Can't
I hope
sponsor
so
for the D-Tick run. But it wasn't all bad. After that 3 hours, I went to Taco Time, which is a local taco chain that started here but has branched over Canada.
Yeah.
I'd argue better than Bell. Bell's still fine, but the Time is better. And I think
I'll have to try it because I don't know.
You gotta come
fighting words. Like, where's DJ at when I need him?
Come up, spend a little time, and what do you say we spend a little time with our guests today?
I think we should, because we want to give him enough time. I want to get to know more about this man.
And unfortunately, selfishly, but again, I'm owning it, I did only realize today that he had a YouTube channel. Today was the first
That's
day.
on me that I didn't tell you. I've been subscribed for a few weeks.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, I'm going to share this. So let's bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, Carson Black. Carson, my guy, what's
how's
happening?
it going, guys?
There's my buddy.
Man.
Good. I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I miss you, dude.
I miss you too, for sure. Like it's been really lonely in the office without you guys here. You know, you brought that extra energy.
That's right.
Carson was always that guy that like after our segment was done and we're like ushering into the office area, he was there to just like chill with us and like you know, shoot the breeze. And we just got to hang out with him a lot. But like we also didn't get to like know you. So I'm happy to have you on the podcast this week so that we can get to know more of your story because you've got a YouTube channel and you got some things going on there and I want to know more about them things. So
guys, I really appreciate it. I uploaded a video today. I tested out some Suds Labs detail products.
I did watch
that was pretty fun. Full transparency, we bought them for a TikTok live to do, and so like everything was just given to me. So
it's nice. That's how you succeed in life, man.
Oh yeah, 100%. But
was this DJ's here saying my guy Full Send in the building.
I love it. You know what? I love it. Thank you guys. I didn't even know Armor commented on my my video. So did you guys, and I was like, how does Armor know about my video?
So I sent them the link to the video because I was watching it and I was like, hey, like Carson put out a new video today, and like they were like, Carson's got a channel, so like that's on. Oh, God.
You gotta change it to Full Send.
Yeah, I'll take
Full Send detailing, baby.
Yeah, I'll do it. But
man,
I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm trying out a new thumbnail style. I paid somebody for a thumbnail, so I'm interested to see if that works.
Hey, at least there wasn't 3 door handles on one side of a car.
Yeah. No, it was my goofy face just going crazy.
And that goofy face is what drew me in. So that's why I clicked on it. But for those of our those in our audience who don't know who you are, maybe want to know who you are, give us like the little like quick rundown of like, you know, you're in school and they're like, tell us some fun things about you. Like,
okay. I appreciate it.
Let's get
what does your mommy and daddy do?
Yeah. So I started kind of like everybody. I was a fan of the Rag Company for quite a while. I found out because of course, I'm local. I work there. For those that don't know, is I found out about them that they were local. Started picking up some products, doing some curbside stuff, and then kind of the opportunity came where they were hiring for a social media admin. So I'm like, I like TikTok, I like Instagram. You know,
I'm on my phone all the time.
Yeah, I can figure this out. And
do you have a phone? Do you know how to use it? You're hired.
And luckily, I did know Jimmy before this happened. I knew of Jimmy, and we talked a couple times. I followed Anthony too, which was funny. Before I put the 2 correlations together.
You were in the chat for a while, right? Like, I'm pretty sure in like all the Q&As there was a Carson Black jumping in there. And
I was trying.
You were like, hey, you know, like I'm gonna swing by. You guys gonna be there? Kind of like, And I was like, hold on, wait, Carson Black, he works there now.
Yeah,
so like
I remember
I had to put it all together.
It was the local penetration is what I like to call it.
Yeah,
local penetration. This is a family.
It was definitely different for sure. It was like I got told, you know, Jimmy DM'd me. I guess I'll go back to that. Is I applied for the job, didn't hear anything for a couple weeks. I'm like, oh well, you know. Jimmy and Anthony DM'd me at the same time and said, hey,
you up?
They're like, do you still want that interview? I'm like, yeah, of course I want an interview. And so we did an interview, said it went good. And then I got a call from our HR guy, and that was it. It's history.
I'm surprised that you guys have an HR guy.
I know.
That's an awesome story. That's an awesome story, though.
I feel like I mean, I've met him. I can't remember his freaking name. Oh my goodness.
It's Kevin.
That's right, Kevin. Oh my goodness. I like literally stood beside him and talked to him. And I feel like that's the formality position. You know, it's like, hey, we have this 60 or so staff.
Someone's got to keep them in check somewhat.
Yeah, it's cool because I will say, and shout out to Jimmy. I know they're gonna watch this. They've already told me they're putting it on both of these TVs after it's
done. Let's go.
But Jimmy, it was between me and Jimmy's girlfriend, which is crazy to think. And so
she applied for that, eh?
Yeah, she's way more qualified than I am. I just knew detailing, and I was a fan of the show,
right?
And
she's already been in some content, she
had a social media background too, so it was
interesting.
Definitely interesting. But dude, I love it. Best job ever.
It's like the entire environment, like you can just tell that like that it's just so chill, but like so much gets done.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I jokingly, like, I would say around the office, I was like, what do you guys like do around here? It just seems like everyone just kind of, but like, you guys work hard.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is that it's you kind of, I mean, granted, we experience it on a very obscure week.
Yeah,
it's
not
very,
a normal week.
Adverse to the typical 9 to 5, the other 51 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
So it's certainly something that I appreciate. That obviously, yes, you can be kind of relaxed and casual, but when it needs to get done, it needs to get done. So, I mean, is that kind of partially Gabe on you guys a little bit, or is that just everyone knows what they need to do and it gets done?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's days when we have just little bits of back and forth, and that's about it.
Yeah.
We're all friends. We all like to do things together, and so it's small chatter. But when we need to edit or we need to do this, we need to do that, it's pretty silent. Dane typically throws on some like lo-fi hip hop on one of the TVs.
Okay.
And then the other TV has like G1 racing stuff on it. And so you just kind of zen out. But it's a very cool environment where if you like need a break, you can get up and go sit on the couch and chill for a little bit and then go back to it. So
interesting.
I've never experienced a workplace like that. It was always like, let's go, get it done.
Micromanage, like hit these things. Yeah, that's a good point. Like I didn't see any micromanaging going on.
No.
Like even on such a busy week, like no one was like hovering over your desk. What are you doing? Like, are you where you should be? Kind of, unless you were on camera.
That was our job.
Otherwise,
Joey.
It was like, get the hell out of the way.
Joey, we were the micromanagers.
Yeah, we were the ones.
Looking back, it's like
trying to wrangle everybody.
It's like,
that's okay.
Kevin's a goat. It's kind of like, hey Matt, I know you're talking to CrossFit Pros with Eric Vaughn, but we need you like out there.
Or like, or Uncle Adam, like, hey man, like we got 60 seconds till we need you here, and he's like,
he literally walked to the other end of the studio, and I'm like, oh no, but no, I've had a pretty, I'm not gonna say bad micromanager, but a very kind of, they were obsessed with being the micromanager. I've had that before, and it just makes a horrible work environment.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You like the job, but you don't
takes
like
the wind out of your sail,
scenario. Yeah. And I think it's fantastic you guys like to engage outside of work too. My workplace, it's, there's the odd person, sure, I could, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. Right. Oh, look at that.
Sorry, I just had to plug real quick.
On there. I appreciate that, buddy. And Joey, I'm sure you're the same. I mean, obviously, with the work from home situation, it's a little bit different, but I don't know. You may have the couple work friends you'd like to engage too, but it's not even close to the level that they're experiencing.
No, yeah. There's like there's the handful of people that like, you're like, I'm friends with these people because I speak to them, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week. But you guys, it's literally just like hanging out. A little full send. It's just like hanging. It's hanging out with your buddies at work. Like it's like you're coming into work, like all your buddies are there, and then like it's just seamless afterwards. Like whose garage are we hanging out in, or like are we going to race go-karts tonight, or like it's just like it's almost like implied that you guys have something going on afterwards, and that's really cool.
It's super fun because like I can call Gabe on the weekend and be like, hey Gabe, what are you doing? Do you want a detail? or something like that. As much crap I give to Gabe, I do like him. He's a good guy.
We all love Gabe.
Love Gabe.
Right.
Love Gabe.
I mean, but we went a couple weeks ago. We went and saw a movie together, like all of us did. I went and saw Jimmy's Drifting, and so that was super fun.
That's awesome.
But like just having people that are like really good and you can feel comfortable with. Like I could text Jimmy right now and be like, "Hey, can't come in Monday. I'll be sick," and he'll say, "Okay, get better."
Yeah, and like the community that you guys have fostered and like built in there is. Why does it keep doing that? It did that.
I don't know.
It did that. I rewatched the episode with Matt, like in the background. I was like 3 or 4 times it thumbs down, and I'm not.
If I do an obvious one, it does squat. And if you do an obvious one,
do you think it's the IK boxes? It thinks it's like a thumbs down.
I don't know.
It's weird.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought there because like I'm getting really distracted by the thumbs because I'm not like Matt was talking and I would just be like, and I'm like,
just the random.
I'm not disagreeing
random
with the guy right now.
But no, I love that out of work engagement because I mean, obviously with the Gabes or the Gabes, the washes that are done at Gabe's with either Josh doing it or Gabe himself doing it or someone. I mean, it's great to be able to get the content when you guys are out washing the cars on the weekends anyways.
Right.
So you can kind of have that relatable content, that driveway detailer, that, kind of weekend warrior situation to be able to generate that content. It doesn't feel like work, right? You guys can just kind of go on your own pace. And I just love that. And I mean, I think if, Joey and I were there on a regular basis, it would be freaking insane.
It'd be so fun. So fun.
But it shows that like TRC also like they the hiring process, like they want to hire people that they know are like-minded, that they know like fit the culture, like from the office to on camera to the shipping department, like everybody just like vibes with each other. No, there's like it doesn't seem like anyone's like giving anyone dirty looks. Like every office has that.
Yeah, right.
I didn't get that at all at TRC.
Well,
I think that's a really cool environment to work in.
And Jeff and Carolyn were at Gabe's like first birthday party for their daughter. Like that's crazy. Owners of the company, and I'm sure they'll be with Anthony when his new child comes along. And I mean,
in the room,
crazy.
While
in the room. Anthony will not be allowed, but they will.
Carson, so what is your official title is social media coordinator?
No, so it's a little different. You're okay. You're okay.
Okay.
So I am in charge of the Instagram and the TikTok. Jimmy still shoots the videos and still manages the YouTube. And so he does all that, and then Dane has Facebook. So
so take me through like what is a typical day? Like you get into work, like what does Carson do? Like do you immediately go to find some content to film? Do you have a backlog?
I'm checking all of my analytics from the night before, checking to see if there's any trends that I can get on. But a lot of the time I do like to just get ahead, and if we can film short form, we'll film short form. Sometimes it's just cutting up old videos, but that's about it. Like it's in checking through everything. I guess Joey didn't like that. No,
apparently not.
just roll with it. I hate everything.
Right. But like checking through stuff, making sure trends are good. A lot of it is spent on the Instagram piece of like checking DMs, making sure I'm answering people's questions, because most questions I will try to answer, right? If it's someone asking the difference of a couple towels, or the biggest one we get is, hey, can you sponsor me? Can you send me free stuff? Free
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so responding to those, or people asking specific questions. But that's kind of the day-to-day. It just changes depending on what's going on in the studio. If Jimmy's shooting like a YouTube video, I'll be his assistant and help him get stuff.
Okay. Yep.
So,
and that's a fantastic segue, I think, to what's happening starting today is the Ambassador program.
Yes.
Which, for those that don't know, Joey and I were both a part of, and the applications are open now. which I think is super freaking cool.
So they're open until the 29th.
Yep.
So that's next Tuesday. And I just want to stress, like, people don't know how much stuff. I mean, you guys know, of course, and if you've been in a Grandmaster, you know, but how much stuff that you get sent out is absurd.
Silly. Yeah. And I think it's even more now with the advent of the trimester system, because it's a lot more intimate in terms of the amount of people, where it's much higher quality of people. You know, I think the vetting process is just a smidgen stricter. You know, you're not going to have those. Let's be real, those douche canoes that get the stuff and do diddly squat with it. Because I mean that hurts me so much.
What a Canadian sentence. Those douche canoes that do diddly
douche
squat
canoes,
with it.
douche canoes. But I mean, it's like, why?
No,
you know, like I mean, Joey and I again, you know, shameless plug for Joey, JB Zilla over at Carzilla, got a sweet little care package from Chris that, you know, and Chris is very much, hey, if you want to create a video, go ahead, make some content, do whatever. But, you know, even with the Red Company, there was no expectation of, you know, it doesn't need to be 5 videos a week or 4 reels a week or whatever.
Or
it's
just
just
a topic for the video, or a schedule. There's no pressure.
Yeah, and it's kind of, this is what we'd like, and you're kind of taking that now from Anthony a little bit, and accepting some of the responsibility. Where it's a great time. He's got a very busy few weeks coming up here. So kind of explain, like, obviously, I think it's been like I think it's been a transition, right, from like the last trimester. So yeah, kind of go through that.
So last trimester, I was helping him, going half and half, pretty much. I did most of the calls. I did Ryan's call. From Fine Detailing.
What a gift.
So what a great guy that guy is. I just want to give him a shout out. And then I was a part of the Purdy celebration and
who's that guy?
Yeah, I love that guy too. But it was super cool kind of seeing that, and then seeing people kind of progress throughout the trimester. But then you have those people that are like, oh, this is awesome, and then 1 week goes by and they don't really post anything. But we've never been the type to make people sign contracts,
NDAs, nothing like that.
No. I mean, if it's something super, I can't speak for the whole company, right? But something may happen. But as far as the Grandmaster program goes, no, we're not going to make you sign an NDA. But some people
not like
think
you guys tell you anything secret.
No, absolutely
not. I don't. There wasn't a single thing that like I received in my packages that was unreleased or anything. So it's like I don't want anybody to like get the wrong idea that like, oh, you're getting like secret access. That is, you're still getting things that are released, but I mean, they're crazy good packages. Like,
I do want to say something, Joey. Maybe this coming up trimester that may change. Just saying. So if you haven't applied seriously, you should. Honestly, like, if you can and you want to make content, we really don't look at follower count. It's just a question that we ask. But if you go through there, check out. If I see that you guys are doing, or people are doing great content, I'm going to say, let's put them in, you know, which it's been super fun learning from Anthony. He, you know, he decides, hey, this guy's good. This guy, maybe not, you know, but that guy's online more than I am.
But speaking of great content,
which is surprising because he is like, I'm gonna put him on blast right now. He is literally the worst replier in the history of replying.
You know what? We need to go. I'm trying to think of a segue. It's not there. It's not happening. But no, great content. Imagine doing a dumpster wash of a Ford GT. I miss those days.
I do miss the dumpster. Like, please, if anybody's listening, like, I know you have this state-of-the-art studio. But just like sprinkle in a dumpster wash every now and then.
If you want to win Ambassador of the Year, you need to do some dumpster washing. I'm saying that on the record right now. But
I don't think it's possible anymore with the amount.
Anything you got that ego pressure washer. Anything's possible, baby. Anything's possible. But I will say on the record, I'm going to speak on behalf of Joey. We haven't prefaced this whatsoever. But if anybody's not pulling their weight, we'll have a little chat with them. We'll have a little chat.
Dewar and I are like the Grandmaster police. Like,
yeah,
I'll send him a message to be like, have you seen anything from so and so lately? He's like,
Yeah.
no, have you? And I'm like,
Because
time to, we could start a reality show where we're like bounty hunters for these people.
Yeah.
TLC is going to be coming knocking.
That's funny.
I'm gonna write
we're
up
on
my.
We're on Team Carson.
When
it comes
100%.
to making
Appreciate
sure
it,
that
guys.
they're putting out content.
And
Now,
I appreciate the followers don't count situation, because
100%.
I only had like 5 or maybe like between 500 and 700, I think, at the time, and like most of that was like friends and family from Facebook, right? Like that there wasn't like
the same people that
industry people.
Yeah, I think I had like 330 or something like that. And I didn't even care, but it's just the relationships.
I don't even know. I don't pay attention to my followers, so I pay attention to them individually. Yes, I talk to them, but I don't pay attention to the account.
Yeah.
So, have we talked about the full set? We touched on it.
Just,
we touched on it earlier. We told the story, I think, last week or one of the weeks, but
we can recap it. I can let you recap it.
Carson, do you want to tell people where you got the Full Send nickname from?
Yeah, I'll say it. So, is TRCMA, I don't know, day 1 or 2.
Definitely day 1.
Yeah, ADS was there. Shout out to the guys at ADS. But they were there. We just finished washing Toyota. I don't remember what it was.
Reliable.
All the Grandmasters jumped in and they said, we're going to wash this car, because it was half washed like what Anthony normally does.
Yeah.
Dang,
I hate
Joey,
the half wash.
But we did the half wash for TRCMA, and so we said, hey, we need to wash this thing.
Yes.
So they did. They washed it, and everyone's sitting back, chilling out, shooting the breeze, right?
I was sweating, man.
Like,
I took my sweatshirt off. I was like, I need to chill for a second. Here comes Carson.
Yeah, we need to put some tire shine on it. So I say, okay, grab our beautiful IK bottle rack with Full Send in it, and I just start soaking it.
Yep.
And everyone's laughing at me like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm dressing the tires, guys.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But now none of us knew that in 30 seconds that vehicle was about to be started and driven away.
That's funny.
So we see these tires just sopping wet with dressing that has not set yet, because it will level, but
it needed about half
an hour. Yeah, not 30 seconds.
No.
Yeah, and Nate jumped in the car and was like, all right, guys, see ya.
Yeah, so that's when Brad jumped in and was like, it's funny, I actually had a ripping rag that I was wiping the sweat off my face with. And he grabs it from me and just starts leveling the tires as the vehicle's moving.
So good.
And that's where Full Send came from. So you were someone yelled Full Send at every team meeting.
Yeah. I mean, there could be worse things to say.
Absolutely.
The most nonchalant nicknames come from those types of scenarios.
But the thing is like, you didn't do anything wrong, right? Like,
no.
You didn't know the full story. None of us knew the full story.
Yeah. Ryan said, that's funny.
Bradley refused to let the car leave.
Brad was running around like, blasphemy. We can't let this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only guy wearing his shorts on day 1 or 2, whatever it was, the Florida guy, snowing Dippin' Dots his mouth. So.
Yeah.
These Florida guys.
That's funny.
It's brutal. Just brutal.
So let's talk about your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
So you've had a little, you've had one for how long now? Because I discovered it maybe a couple weeks before TRCMA. So I had already watched a couple of your videos before meeting you. And so I was able to get the vibe. You've got a nice little pressure washer setup you've got going. And
I love that build.
I want to know more about all this.
That's funny. I do want to talk about that a little bit, because the rag company introduced me to the Obsessed Garage stuff. Ooh, and
that's
all of the Obsessed Garage stuff it just itched my brain perfect.
Resonates.
Yeah.
Except drying aid.
Yeah, well, that's Gabe's thing. But it's I started making some content, and I enjoy it. I don't post all too much, but I figured, hey, I make content every day at work. And so I'm going to go ahead and make some content. But I mean, you see 2-3 years ago, I just making stuff, nothing too crazy.
But like, look at these thumbnails. Like you look at these, you're like, this guy knows what he's doing, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that little tea situation up there. Yeah, no, that's great. I love it. I did love the pressure washer setup. I don't agree with one of the comments. Or like, oh, I don't agree with the clickbait. I'm like, go away, bro. Go away. It's a thumbnail.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, that video was all right. That junkyard video was one of the first videos that kind of went up for me as far as like recently. It's at 4.1K.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see if that newer video is gonna do good.
So was the junkyard a jalopy jungle or where was that one?
Okay. Oh no, that's a trusty pick apart. What you know about that?
Trusty pick apart. There we go.
Yeah.
So
it's all over the place.
Have you ever gone to the junkyard with Anthony yet?
Yes, we went one time and he was very stressed out the entire time.
Okay.
It's kind of his like entire existence.
Yeah.
Like
I needed to go to grab something.
He kind of reminds me of like Tweak a little bit from South Park. Just like just always on edge.
Like just needs another cluster, baby. Need another CRV cluster.
Gotta add one to the collection. Right.
Like that's like his retirement fund is all the clusters.
Yeah. I think we went to go grab I needed a couple trim pieces or something like that, like little clips that I had broken on my Forester. And so I was like, I'm gonna go during lunch. Do you want to go? And he's like, sure, I'll go. And so I had cash I paid for, to get in, and we were looking at stuff and
love that.
And that was it, But every 5 seconds,
a little lunchtime date. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should probably go. Like, okay, let's go. But
I'm kind of bummed that I didn't even think about let's maybe in our downtime let's go check out the jungle. But good thing we didn't, because like I said last week, every time we thought we were done, we weren't. So
we make a call back to run a segment, right? I haven't been to a junkyard in a minute. It's been a while.
I go there funny weekly. Is my my wife, we need a couple pieces for the Mini Cooper, and she's like, why don't we go to the junkyard and have a little junkyard date? I was like, hold on, who are you? What have you done with my wife? But I think that's in the cards, so that's kind of cool.
There you go.
So you could bring a blanket and sit in the back of a minivan, have a little picnic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna put the ticker on the bottom.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my goodness, what a nice guy.
I remember I remember one of Anthony's when you guys are still doing the main show on Mondays and or Tuesdays, depending on the day. The story that Anthony had about Carson, you may not remember this one, but the story of Anthony when he was in the junkyard, and then this guy, I don't know if he was a tweaker or not, but he came up asking him about mirrors.
I do
for
remember
a car.
This.
Yes.
That's a good video.
And he's like, hey, well, these fit on my car, and they weren't even the same make, the same model.
Oh,
and Anthony's like, well, I don't know, maybe. And I could just picture Anthony saying that, because obviously he'll talk to anybody anytime. And to kind of diffuse or get out of a situation, he may just agree to say, yep, I'm going to carry on because this is how I evacuate the situation promptly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, he must meet some people. Like junkyard people are probably interesting.
Different breed for sure.
Yeah.
I like to go as much as I can because I have a 2009 Forester.
Yeah.
And just trying to find little pieces to upgrade. And I just like going. It's fun. But
didn't like that story.
It's right. It's just fun to go and pick and grab whatever you want. I know at the local junkyards here is the clips, the fuses, and stuff like that are all free or included with your $1 admission.
Sick.
Oh, that's cool.
And so I know one thing I did was I pulled up all the relays, all the fuses for my specific car just to have extras.
Yeah.
I didn't have to run, to the parts store. But no, it's super fun. It's like, do you know if there's going to be something there?
How many gauge clusters do you have?
None.
Thank goodness.
Actually, I do have one.
Okay.
That's
how it starts.
I know that's kind of a smart move. We have a couple junkyards here that one you can kind of go do it yourself. Obviously, take everything off your car. You sign the waiver to say, hey, if I die, it's not our fault.
Right.
But there's other ones that you're not even allowed to go into the yard. They literally pick like the most popular pieces off of vehicles, and then they'll have their whole website of inventory. But of course, for me, it's probably going to be the most random interior piece that, it's, you look at a tutorial, it's like, that takes 2 hours to take off. I'm like, ooh, Mike G.
Says you never ask another man to use their tool at the junkyard.
I agree with that. So unless it's like a one-off tool.
So that's I guess that's another good question, is that with the plethora of brands, with that you guys have in the facility, the Sonic tools, the Flex drills, the Ego blowers, the Ego tools, stuff like that. Do you guys ever take any of the Right Company stuff and neatly put it back, or it stays?
I don't. I'm with Gabe on this.
Okay.
I don't use that stuff if I don't have to, because it's so nice. I'm such a diehard junkyard guy. Okay,
right.
I have my own backpack just for the junkyard, and that is the move.
I'd like to know what percentage of those tools in the cabinet array have never been touched.
That we didn't touch.
Right. Actually, there's been a lot of usage of those tools. So I saw Ryan's question
and proud
earlier. Oh yeah, I mean, I saw Ryan's question earlier where he was saying, "Can you use the wash bay?"
We did have. Let me pull that one up. There we go.
If we ran to the wash bay, I'd be washing my car on lunch breaks.
So I mean, I'm gonna kind of answer that question as a double header.
Okay.
Is after work you can use the lift, you can use everything that you want to, and so there's people like Nick, our technical director. He has done suspension stuff, all sorts of stuff. He uses that space a ton, and he uses its intended purpose.
Yeah.
And so shout out to that. But like, you can wash your vehicle. Like today, I washed my car on a TikTok live,
Heck yeah.
And that just goes back to the culture and just like the laid back environment that still gets work done. Like when you give your employees that freedom to be creative and do their best work, like they're going to. When you're hands off, that's when it's going to get done. And I think that's cool that they trust you guys to, use this expensive equipment and expensive toolboxes and tools and because they know you're going to take care of it.
I think too is that just with the I hate to say culture, but with the people that are there, it's one of those, hey, I need to change X on my Subaru.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it after work. I bet you're going to have 2 or 3 hands go up like, yo, bro, I'll stay, I'll give you a hand. Like, don't do this by yourself, because there's so many opportunities for them. And also it's kind of a double-edged sword there, because you can say, hey, yeah, you can help me now, but then when you do your stuff, I'll be there for you. And, kind of exchange the favor. And it's just a fun hang. And, how cool is that? Because like, I've done the driveway stuff with friends, and you're laying on your back. It's dirty, it's muddy, it's windy, it starts to rain a little bit, and it's like, oh man, this is just horrendous. But like, you get a controlled environment like that, it's clean. The lift gets everything at a proper height. You have every tool you could think of if you need. Like, it just goes
back to removing the friction, right?
Yeah,
from what you're trying to do, and another level of just comfort, right? You're not like you're not in an uncomfortable environment. You can like go, okay, here we go. I'm about to get to work. And not
100%.
have to worry about anything out of your control.
Jimmy and I have done projects on his 350Z. Like we replaced the exhaust one time after work, where he's like, all right, I'm done, I'm ready. And I was like, hey, do you need a hand? And he's like, yeah, sure.
There you go.
I didn't realize for the longest time that both he and his girlfriend have one.
Yeah.
And I was confused I was like, why does it keep going from black and white to white? And I was just it didn't occur to me that they were 2 different vehicles until I saw it in person. So that was driving me crazy. I was like, what is going on with these cars?
No, he's a good drifter. Like he's doing good jobs.
I've seen his stuff recently, and I mean, seems like he knows what he's doing, because I think he does he have a racing sim as well?
Oh yeah. So
yeah. Okay.
you should check out, if you haven't already, his personal YouTube channel. Like he's making mini movies on this stuff. But I think he was sponsored by Moza Racing or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
For the
that.
full sim build, and he's got a huge sim build, but he was telling me, he's like, I practiced for like a year and a half, and then I bought the car and ripped it,
That's
awesome. I really think that the video game industry now, whether you pick your poison, racing sim, flight sims, any kind of sim, it's fairly realistic now that, you can be that guy on an airplane and go up to the flight deck like, hey, I have 15 hours of flight sim. If you guys need a hand, I'm there.
Man. I was taking my Gran Turismo licenses so seriously, because I was getting my license at the time, and like I was thinking that entire license process was going to somehow contribute to my driving skills. Yeah. So I don't know what you're talking about, Doer. It was realistic back then.
Do we know Jimmy Wilkie's YouTube name?
JW Media should be.
That's right. I should have known that. I'm sure I've seen like all the clips on like Instagram and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. But see if I can back to the YouTube thing, it's nice being surrounded by creators, because Jimmy has such a creative mind with the YouTube channel, the Rad Company YouTube channel. Anthony has an amazing creative mind, and it's just crazy because Jimmy's got his personal, Anthony's got his personal, and so it's super cool.
Everyone's sparking creativity in each other, which is like really cool to see the ideas like happen in real time, because everyone has that like-mindedness.
I mean, I can ask him, hey, Anthony, how do you frame something with the sponsorship? And he'll show me how to do it. And so it's super cool. That's, very undervalued.
Shout out to Nitto Tires.
Yeah.
I'm going to pop up questions as we continue, so that we can just keep the conversation going. So Carson, some of these are directed at you, and some of them, we're just going to get your opinion on. But what's your favorite top coat right now?
As far as top coats go, I really like Defender. I coated a vehicle with Stout last weekend, and then topped it with Defender like an hour later. It was amazing. So
that's chef's kiss right there.
Oh yeah, it was so slick that my Rip and Rag XL fell off the hood, and so
let's go.
Okay.
Mine, I'm gonna say my flavor of the week is ADS ceramic spray sealant, and I used it in an unconventional method. I had noticed that my bucket dollies were looking a little dingy and water spotted. I actually cleaned them, did a water spot treatment.
That's
and
crazy.
I finished them off with CSS, and just such a nice it smells nice. It goes on like a detail spray. Like you don't even really have to work that stuff in, and it darkened my bucket dollies really nicely. So they feel like brand new. They feel really fresh.
Yeah. I'll add on to that. It's not a topper, but I'll just go detail product in general. Yes. This weekend it's supposed to be nice, both Saturday, Sunday. It was supposed to be miserable on Monday. They said it was going to be miserable. Now it's going to be amazing. So I would get outside and do some stuff. But last Friday, I mentioned I detailed a Ford Excursion that took me far too long because it was disgusting. But release saved my life on that car. That was kind of insane. But I kind of want to try some kind of crazy scenarios that I'm thinking of pulling the Swiss tracks out this weekend to clean out from underneath with all the crap.
Yeah.
As a social experiment, I want to try spraying a bunch of misting a bunch of release on the dust and then sweeping it and then see if it stops the dust from kicking up. I literally had a dream about it.
Dust up.
And I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I have release. I'll try it. It'll be fun. I will let you know. For sure.
I have an interior detail of my neighbor's work. I think it's a Blazer. He does landscaping and tree removal, but it's also his personal it's got a killer stereo in it, it's lifted, it's his ride. But I don't think he's ever had the interior detailed. So doing that on Sunday, and I know everything needs to be shampooed and extracted, but it's an older I think it might be a not. No, I don't know what year it is, but the fabric is not the best, so it's going to be quite the project on Sunday.
So I'm really excited for that. Are you going to do video?
I might like make something short, but I don't think I'll do like long form. Maybe that's your thing.
Maybe Carson hops on the next flight to Sacramento, does a little content.
If Carson wants to come film the process for me, I would be forever grateful.
He'll buy you.
I would love to.
He'll buy you Dutch Bros and Taco Bell.
There you go. That's a great idea.
Man, Dane's back in the house. Look at this. Just got a haircut now.
Dane.
Man, Dane's
got a haircut too.
When Dane gets a fresh haircut,
Dane's got great hair too. Dane's got like lift.
Man,
yeah.
Someone's gonna get pregnant with that haircut.
I'm just glad he beat the toupee allegations.
Did that come up?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people thought he had a toupee. Like it did not look toupee to me.
Maybe I was just under a rock for those conversations, or maybe I just didn't choose to listen.
What's the verdict on OG versus Amplify? So I've used OG drying aid twice now. Both times Amplify is slicker, I will say. And this is on 2 coated vehicles. I will say it's slicker. And OG did not play nicely on a black roof in direct sunlight.
Do we think it's
streaky?
Do we think it's conditions related? Because your humidity
I'm sure it's it's just like people who say Beadmaker gets dust everywhere. Like it doesn't happen to me. I think it's an environmental thing too. So I'm not going to shit on the product, right? Like I think it's so the first time I used it, it was like nighttime. So I had conditions were perfect. And I enjoyed it. It's a good drying aid, but in terms of slickness, I think Amplify is slicker just because Amplify is an SiO2 detail spray. Yeah. It's a different product, right? But if people want to compare the two, I think Amplify takes the win on that.
So Carson, with you guys getting the OG stuff in, I mean, had you been using it before TRC was interested in the OG stuff, or?
Yes and no. I know they got to use a lot of it when they went down to Florida to film.
Sure. Yeah.
And so that was cool. We have had, because of course most of us are pretty big fans of OG. We've had
the Black Dollies.
The Black Dollies. Some of us have had the like built Hamber stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
And so we have used some of that, but honestly, most of that stuff just came in fairly recently. And so I haven't fully experimented with, like, I've dressed a couple tires with the tire shine or the tire dressing.
Gabe's dressed a couple panels with the tire dressing.
Oh, he does not live that down. I hope you guys know that.
You can't let him live that down.
I mention it every day. And
I love that.
I think that's fair. Full send for OG tire dressing.
You're right. I do want to try the decon wash, like in the middle of winter, like next winter.
Yeah.
See if it works.
I actually just got
love chemical guys.
Love it. I just got the Built Hammer touchless, and I kind of want to try it on one of my parents' vehicles because it has been a minute since it's been washed. I've been a horrible child for dealing with that. But it's a perfect candidate for, like, it's totally hammered. It's not coated.
Yeah.
You know, it had something on it in the fall. You know, I can't remember even what it was, but I'm really curious because I think that's going to be a sledgehammer.
I shared with Dewar some self-restraint that I had over the last couple of days, and I was about to buy a bottle of touchless. And it was in my cart, and I just have so much. I have so much. I don't know this. You know, I was like,
you have totes,
like tools and stuff. That's great. Like I can always use like a new tool or detailing accessory or something. But chemicals, I was like, hold on. And I was like, I'm gonna remove it from my cart. I was like, I know there's like hype around it right now. Everyone's on the touchless bandwagon, not bandwagon, but like for good reason. But I was like, I will get to it when I get to it. But yeah, a little self-restraint there.
That is a fun thing about working at the rag company is we have chemical leakers that will come back. And so you can go get some products from the leaker section. And all you have to do, all you have to do is just switch the bottle sometimes. But most of my detailing cabinet is made off of leakers.
Dude,
so.
whatever works. That's
that's
smart. Like,
yeah, it's super fun.
That's smart. What's the hardest question you've gotten in the DMs?
Ooh,
that's
good. That's a
Can I be
question.
sponsored free stuff?
Yeah, a lot of that. Mostly it's, unfortunately, it's people complaining about our products, and I just have to refer them over to customer service. So I don't have to feel that wrath, but I know that, like, Lucas, which is in the chat, shout out to him.
Shout out to
we'll
Lucas.
have to feel that. That's probably the hardest part, is like saying, hey, reach out to them and making them do a second step rather than me just trying to fix it.
Yeah, I can get that. But you also get the opportunity to kind of, like, if they are pissed off, you can kind of like diffuse that situation before they get to someone, let's say like Lucas, right? Like you can kind of temper it a little bit. And so, I mean, that's a big role in itself. I do. If you can do that, that's great.
I do appreciate too. I think you guys have enough content, even on specific products.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, here's a video that we did. Or, it's like, hey, maybe here's a creator that did a really good video on something that we agree with. So maybe check that out too, because there's a lot of people that, and I kind of take it for granted. Like, even seeing in the Q&A, there's some questions and it's like, how does that person not know it? Because I'm so naive to the fact that, it's not just second nature for them, and I kind of have to like put myself in their shoes and be like, oh, okay, you're not in the same class as the vast majority, which is fine. Everybody's learning and everyone starts somewhere. But I imagine that there's some repetitiveness to some of the questions.
I mean, 100%. I went and looking for, because I got a DM asking, what's the 2-bucket method? And I'm sitting there like, dude, really? Like, you don't know what that is?
Yeah.
And so I pulled up an FAQ video from 4 years ago, and I was like, here you go.
Yep.
But like you said, you get numb to it.
But I remember teaching people, like, you take for granted someone comes in and they want like a computer lesson, and you go, okay, just like right click on this, and they go, and you're like, right click with your right finger. They're like, it doesn't, and you take that for granted, and you go, okay, and like, you have to take a step back, right? You got to go, let me go to the basics and get on their level.
Yeah,
which is hard sometimes. So props to you.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a tier list. I didn't forget. We had to include one. So what do you say we pop over that real quick? We can go a little over the hour mark for you.
Okay.
There's no problem there.
That's perfect. A big deal. If Doer's the one saying we're going over for a couple minutes, then
you know what? I'm gonna do a public service announcement, PSA, for the Redditors out there. Yeah, and we're not monetized, so I'm just gonna say it. If you're a Facebook Marketplace honeydicker, get the hell out of here. Stop honeydicking people on Facebook.
It sounds like you have a honeydicker to deal with tonight.
So we have a 4 rank system. We have 4. We have 4 on the list. So we have FULLSEND. And if you spell it out, it's full send.
That's good.
So
that is good.
Step number 1, and of course, FU being the best, LL just under, SE near the bottom, and ND at the bottom, absolute bottom. First one, you enjoyed it. Snake River Farms. I think this is just going to be a staple on all of our tier lists from moving forward. Where's Snake River Farms steaks sitting for you?
So I guess the question is it your steak that you prepared, you and Joey prepared, or is it just a generic Snake River Farms? Are you saying
ours was better than just the generically prepared one?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anybody else is
I was going to say, I'll let Joey answer
let's go with that one.
Okay, I'm going to say FU tier. That was
a great, FU to those steaks.
Great steak for sure.
Cinematic meat sweats.
Listen, I need you to do me a favor. Since you see Shane regularly, I need you to tell Shane to slide in my DMs and let's talk about some Snake River Farms.
Yeah.
We
don't need Hello Fresh. We need Hello Snake River Farms.
Yeah.
This is
Hello Snakes.
Hello Snakes. So the next one's Instagram. Obviously, a big part of your day to day. Where's that sitting for you? Do you love it? Hate it?
I'm gonna go LL. You know, it's great. unfortunately, sometimes you get burnt out of it, but
Yeah.
you know,
I could see that.
It's
I
great.
could see that.
Do you have a preferred platform over one over the other?
No, Instagram and TikTok kind of hold the same weight for me.
Okay.
But I'm one of those like really bad phantom scrollers where I'll scroll and then close the app. You know, I'm done, you know, and then open
go
it
right back
up.
to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Man.
It's a disease we all have a little bit of.
Gotta, you know what? Gotta bring Vine back. Shout out to Vine.
Right.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I don't think we need even shorter attention spans.
I know.
Gosh.
You know. So TikTok is the next one.
I'm gonna go same LL.
Okay.
It's great. I like doing lives and on TikTok and growing the audience. But yeah, LL for sure.
Unfortunately, I don't catch a lot of the TikTok lives. Just the timing doesn't work out for me. But that being said, because you can't, because I don't think that they save to watch.
Wish they did. I wish they did, but it might be good that I can't go back and watch them.
Yeah.
I think Instagram gives you the option to save, if I remember correctly. But I mean, I think that's kind of the part of the experience is you got to be
the cool thing. Oh yeah, absolutely. The cool thing about the TikTok lives is it's Gabe and I, and we've kind of built. You know, not to toot my own horn here, but we've built a Q&A style audience on TikTok.
Yeah.
Where we
have
regulars
like you guys
that
have
come
regulars
in.
that jump in there, and I'm like, I don't recognize these people. So like, you
Yeah.
have your little corner of the internet with that audience, and then YouTube's got a different audience. It's really cool to see.
You know what? Toot that horn, baby.
Yeah,
toot that horn.
You did that.
Yeah.
The joke is, and with Gabe is Gabe always wanted to be on camera more, but when we had too much talent, and so I would tell him, hey, Gabe, you know, come do a TikTok live with me. And he's like, okay. And so now we keep doing them. And if he really makes me mad, I'll just say, I made you.
We've all got something to like hold over Gabe's head.
Oh, 100%.
I love it.
I mean, he did flood our studio, so.
Well,
I think Mother Nature, you know, in Gabe's defense, I think Mother Nature was slightly responsible.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta wrap those pipes, baby.
Yeah, something like that.
But on par with Gabe, the ever so reliable Toyotas. What's your thought on Toyotas? Not just Gabe's fleet, but just the brand in general.
I'm a big fan of Toyotas. My dad has a Tacoma.
Oh, sick!
He's had it forever. Yeah. He's been a big Toyota guy.
I'm a big fan of Camrys and Avalons. And
for real, no, like shout out to the RAV4s. Honestly,
yeah. Oh, RAV4 is a killer car, dude.
My segueing a little bit, my parents had an 05 Avalon with, I think it was the 3.5 6-cylinder. I think that's what it was. And that thing I actually, you know, because you're, again, back to my teenage years when you're borrowing cars and stuff like that. Like I won some races with that. You don't expect that, right? And it's so roomy, it's comfortable. So, but yeah, I did
own a Toyota GR86 for about a year.
Okay.
So it was the same thing, but you know, Subaru motor, and I liked it. I didn't like the electronics in it, but that was just my fault. But
so
yeah, go ahead.
Did you go from that side or from the GR86 to the STI?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've always been a Subaru guy, but of course the Toyota styling was a lot better than the Subaru counterpart. I mean, they're the same thing, but they had little things, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'll get Dane riled up because he'll send us a paragraph and about the differences. But
if you want to get Dane riled up, talk about tell him a truck is something that's not body on frame. Body on frame is a popper truck. Everything else is just unibody. It's no.
I can just see. I can see the paragraph now.
Yeah,
the hair is melting. So where are we putting?
I'm going to say, I'm going to say SE.
Okay,
yeah, you're good.
Okay,
keep it a little lower.
Not to be confused with Brandon Purdy's Corolla SE.
Oh, absolutely not. That thing is an FU tier for sure. Love that thing.
Now
it sounds so bad, but it's the best thing we can do.
Little biased here. We're Volkswagen.
Speaking of not being a fan of the electronics on the inside,
There's a bit of the Subi. I saw the ultimate stereotypical guy in an STI. It was your generation. It was white with the green brake calipers.
Yep.
And the guy just rolled up, had an aftermarket exhaust because it was extra douchey sounding.
Oh yeah.
And that guy, he whipped out the fattest vape and give it the
Yep.
biggest suck. I'm like, man, you are not helping this crowd whatsoever.
Yeah.
So where's the Volkswagen sitting for you?
So,
ooh, sorry, Brando.
That's funny.
Come at me.
I do like Volkswagens. I've always liked the GTIs for sure. Golf R's, stuff like that. I like the VR6.
Ooh, best kind
stuff.
We found out that Ryan was a bit of a dubber.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
Fine detailing. He had a bag, or not a bag. He had a lower Tiguan. He had a lower GTI back in the day. The 24 valve.
He wants a new car, but doesn't want to spend more than $10,000. I say you find a GTI for $9,999.
Yeah, pretty. You make that pretty Auto Pros money, so
yeah, your money hits different.
That's
I see that those Corvettes you be detailing.
Yeah.
Did he spend like 2 days on that? Is that what happened?
I think maybe one day doing it and then one day recovering from it because he really was not looking forward to it.
I've had the overnighters where you need to work on something one day and then work on it again the next, and I'm over it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over it. That freaking excursion stayed here from Friday to Monday. That was
It's why I reserve trying new products on like my vehicles compared to a customer one, because I worry about that, right? Like I worry like, oh God, this is streaky. Now I have to go do this again or something. You know what I mean? Like I just use the tried and true for a customer.
Oh vehicle. Yeah. You have to, you kind of expect,
like I'm not going to play with new interior cleaners on Sunday. I'm going to use the PNS system because I know it's going to work.
And that's like before you were certified with Stout, you used it on your own.
Put Stout all over that interior. Just wait.
You imagine. So we keeping that at SE?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. I've never owned a Euro car, but I kind of want to.
It'll change your life.
Listen, I had Fords. I had like 4 Fords before I got a VW loaner, and then that's what swapped me. So
my Mexican built Volkswagen is just fine.
That's right.
So Yeti buckets, where are we sitting with that?
So they definitely work. Honestly, we have the bucket warmers. Shout out to Jose at Unlimited Car Details.
Yes. You got a little bit of stuff.
Oh yeah. He's a great guy. I love that guy. He just includes everybody in the team, which is amazing.
Joey and I got to time that for next year. See if we can get some screwdrivers, some ratchets.
We warmed our buckets up, and they genuinely worked compared to like a normal 5-gallon bucket. But I'm gonna say they're not necessary at all. So throw that thing in the ND tier. I'm sorry.
Okay. But yeah, the plumbing hot water to the garage was the ultimate thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wish TRC did was plumb hot water, because I remember we were washing something. I can't remember what it was. Actually, I think it was the Land Cruiser we had to finish before you full sent it. I remember I filled up the bucket and like my brain thought that it was hot. My brain thought it was hot, and I stuck that in there, and it was like frigid. I'm like,
you can feel you're like your at least me, like my knuckles hurt. Like if it goes into like frigid water, my knuckles hurt like right off the bat.
Yeah. So next on the list, I had to look up a bagged STI.
I was gonna say, is that my car?
I don't know. It's the internet car.
It looks very similar. I was like, what the heck?
Yep.
I'm FU tier, 100%.
Okay.
100%. That's easy.
And I didn't know the year, so I accidentally had both, but we have the 09 Forester here.
Yeah. Yep.
In the same color as you.
Yep. I love my Forester so much. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you know I almost bought this is completely unrelated, but I almost got a 2008, I think it was 2008 Ford Escape hybrid when it came in that like really hideous green color. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yes, like I know exactly.
Yeah,
the Beetle came in the same color.
Almost got one of those, and like, I think I would have lost like any type of cool street cred that I might have if I
have the grandma green, I call it. And funny enough, is Anthony and I were talking about that today. He's got some words to say about that green color I cannot repeat, but
look, we got to get Anthony on the podcast. I know he's got he's busy the next upcoming foreseen future, but I think after he gets settled, I think we got to get him on. So if you guys can keep pushing
I'll try
for us.
Oh yeah, I'll try to push him.
I know, because I'm kind and Canadian, I will say for Anthony, I would adjust the time.
I would change the time. If he wants a different day, maybe I'll do a different day. Like
if he's getting family portraits or a haircut, if that's the excuse, no,
there's got to be a valid.
Got to be
excuse.
legitimate.
I've never seen a man have so many appointments. Oh my goodness.
He's high.
Well, when your back is broken, spinal, you gotta make your plan.
He had 2 appointments today, just today.
Really?
Does he work? All right. Well, we got to get to the bottom of that. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah. but man, it's I think that was. Let me just check the questions real quick. I think that was just about all of them.
To double check here. Yeah. I saw ever use a rotary on a customer car, Joey. Fun fact. So the only rotary I've ever used is the rotary function on my nano polisher. I do DA everything.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm
not ashamed of it.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that was most of the questions. Anything else, Joey, before we get Carson on his way?
I don't
Getting the rest of this Friday?
I was just excited to spend a Friday afternoon with Carson, and hopefully we can have him back on when we don't have a hard out, because
we could talk for
3 hours with Carson.
That's totally fine, guys. I really appreciate you coming inviting me on this. I had a ton of fun, but
dude.
Make sure if you want to apply to the Grand Ambassador program, please do.
Yes. So again, just kind of touch on how they do that for those that aren't familiar. How to do that, and then go from there.
Absolutely. So if you want TRC to send you free stuff, this is the only way that TRC does that. Is we do a Grand Ambassador program, which is all based through Instagram.
Yep.
We are now mainly focusing on North America, and that was one thing I did want to touch on is North America, some things in Europe, but I'm not sure when an official date will be, but there might be a time, next year where TRC Europe will take over the Europe market of Grand Ambassadors.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that happen.
Just keep that in mind. But
I feel like they can also just, I don't know, be a little bit more hands-on, right? Because they're more local.
Especially, unfortunately with the whole situation with the tariffs and everything like that.
Yeah.
It just makes it a little bit easier for everybody.
Makes more sense, yeah.
But you just apply. There's a Google form. You just fill out a few bits of information, and that's it. That's all you got to do. But just apply for the Grand Ambassador program. The worst that can happen is no.
Yeah.
Is there anything that someone can add to their application that's gonna catch your eye and really get you to look?
Honestly,
at it? Any tips?
I will give you a tip. If you want me to, of course, I'm going to look at every applications. Anthony and I do every single one. But the one thing that ticks us off is if you lie about your follower count. So if you immediately, set that box of 75,000 followers, we're going to look at that one first, because we're like, whoa, who is this?
Yeah.
Right. And then I pull up your page and you have 20 followers. I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
And so you're going to go to the bottom of the list.
Your time is valuable. And, if you do get a genuine no, don't take it personally.
Absolutely.
I've been rejected as well. And don't, just keep working at it. But also just keep in mind that there's little things you can do. It doesn't take a whole lot. And again, just kind of remaining Switzerland in all this. I mean, if your Instagram page is full of, political posts and, a lot of negativity and things like that, keep that maybe for a personal one. Maybe start another one just for detailing, and keep a personal one, and make sure your detailing one that you're applying with is public. Don't make it private, because you're not going to get anywhere when it's private. You got to be open.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Great. Yeah.
Again, don't worry about the follower count. Don't be discouraged if they say no, because everyone learns from their mistakes, and that's how you get better. Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking on behalf of Joey, if people listening are applying for this and have questions, I mean, certainly feel free to direct message us to get some kind of feedback, aside from, but I mean, even if you have questions, DM the right company. I'm sure you guys are more than willing to answer some questions that they may have, or give tips for, hey, I got no this time, what can I do for next time? And it's a phenomenal community. I can't even explain it. Like it's
absolutely, and people that are always improving. Again, I do want to shout out Ryan because I mean he texted me. He said, hey, like, how can I get more of my stuff on the rag company? And I said, hey, do this, this, and this, and it's been great. So shout out to Ryan. He's been a super big hustler in T1 for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he's been killing it in T1, and like not no shade to any of the other ones, but like Ryan is who I see the most.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's on the right track.
Detailing Blondie's been doing good too, so shout out to her. But I agree, Ryan. Don't tell nobody, but you're top for me right now.
Heyo, let's go. But yeah, Carson, we really appreciate you taking the time this afternoon, my friend. And
thank you
again. We'll probably have you on again. And hopefully everyone at TRC loves this. And you didn't say anything bad about them.
Nope.
But I got to leave work early today, so I'm okay with it.
Heck yeah. So if anyone,
so
any TRC employees listening, if you want to leave work early, ask to be on our show. And there you go.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, what do you say we'll round this out, Joey? Carson, thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Have a fantastic
Go
weekend.
Subscribe to Carson on YouTube at Carson Blackjack.
Thank you,
same
guys.
thing on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Okay, so beautiful. Go follow him, go subscribe to him, support this guy. He's out there hustling. He's making good content, actually. I think I found my new favorite channel. So
let's go.
Hopefully you've got the consistency down, and I can start getting some regular Carson videos in my
trying to for sure.
Got to get that feed going. So
sweet.
Okay,
well,
thanks guys
again, everybody.
Appreciate it. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.